All right. Welcome back again. This is another poetry video. Today I want to talk to you about how to start making a copycat poem slash song. Okay. Basically, you're going to use the song that you've chosen to mimic. Okay. And your goal is to mimic the syllable count and mimic the rhyme structure, but put it into your own words. Okay. I want to show you how I did that with one of my favorite poems. Now, this poem is actually a book too, just because of how it was published. It's called The Zacks by Dr. Seuss. Okay, so I'd like to share with you that poem. Okay. The Zacks by Dr. Seuss. And obviously, you can probably understand why I like this poem. One day, making tracks in the prairie of Prax came a north-going Zacks and a south-going Zacks. And it happened that both of them came to a place where they bumped. There they stood, foot to foot, face to face. Look here now, the north-going Zacks said. I say, you are blocking my path. You are right in my way. I'm a north-going Zacks, and I always go north. Get out of my way now, and let me go forth. Who's in whose way? Snapped the south-going Zacks. I always go south, making south-going tracks. So you're in my way, and I ask you to move, and let me go south in my south-going groove. Then the north-going Zack puffed his chest up with pride. I never take a step to one side, and I'll prove to you that I won't change my ways if I have to keep standing here 59 days. And I'll prove to you, yelled the south-going Zacks, that I can stand here in the prairie of Prax for 59 years, for I live by a rule that I learned as a boy back in south-going school. Never budge, that's my rule, never budge in the least. Not an inch to the west, not an inch to the east. And I'll stay here, not budging. I can and I will, if it makes you and me and the whole world stand still. Well, of course the world didn't stand still. The world grew. In a couple of years, the new highway came through. And they built it right over those two stubborn Zacks and left them there standing unbudged in their tracks. Thank you. Some of you might have read this poem before or read it in a book. The way it was published in a book is that each one of these stanzas was a different page. Okay. And of course, then it was illustrated. So what I did, and I actually did this a long time ago when I was learning how to be a teacher, I had an assignment, much like I'm giving to you. My teacher told me to make a copycat poem or a copycat book, and I chose to do this. So what I looked at is I looked at the meaning, and I looked at the rhyme. Obviously, tracks, prac, zack, zacks, all that rhymes. Place and face rhyme here. Say way, north fourth. Zack's tracks, move groove. Pride side, ways days. Zack's prax, rule school. Least east, will still. And there's well, which is just by itself. Grew through Zack's tracks. So most of them, there's definitely a lot of rhyme, which makes helps with the rhythm. And you'll notice, look at without even counting the syllables, look at the similar length of the lines. This one's a little different, but then the rest of them look very, very similar. And so even without counting, you can probably guess that they have a similar amount of syllables, and that really adds to the flow. Okay, so what I did, right? So I decided to make something called the Grusts, and I'll post another video because I actually made a book of this that I got published, illustrated and published, and I'll show that to you in another video. But so what I did, let me bring up my next option here. Let me show you what I came up with. Okay. Oh, it's behind. There it is. So I came up with something called the Grusts. Yes, the Grust does not exist, but neither does a Zacks. Okay. And so I mimicked the same things. Now, without reading all of it right now, notice the very similar, okay? All the rhyming patterns, okay? I used the same idea. So a copycat poem or a story, You're using the same idea. I didn't make a completely different story here. Okay. So now what I actually, but you know, this is all mine. Like this is not, you can't say that I copied, it is a copy written in the style. I copied his, um, the ideas, but um, I have made it the grusts and I have made all of, well, the pattern of the rhyme is the same. The words are not. So let me, at this point now, I want to show you a document. This is going to be posted up too with this video of a comparison with these two things side by side. Okay, so let me share a screen. Call this my Zach's Grust combo. Okay, so let's look at this here. One day making tracks. Okay, so obviously that means that these creatures are moving. So I put one day kicking up dust, because when you're moving, you're going to kick up dust, right? At least depending on where you are. So this was in the prairie of Prax, and I made it in the desert of Yust, because I had to think of something that rhymed with dust. Now, Yust, of course, does not exist, but neither does a prairie of Prax. So I just needed it to rhyme with dust, okay? Came a north going and a south going. So I need to think, okay, instead of north and south, what about left and right? Okay, and so I decided to call it right running and left running instead of going. And notice north going is 3 syllables, right running is 3 syllables. And then I used grust. Again, I needed to rhyme with dust. So because all of these, so that's kind of how I got my creature came, okay? And it happened they both came to a place. So it occurred that they both ran to the same land, where they thumped, where they bumped. There they stood, there they fell. Foot to foot, face to face, toe to toe, hand to hand. So do you see how this needed place and face needed to rhyme? Land and hand need to rhyme. Instead of foot to foot, face to face, toe to toe, hand to hand. Same idea, different words, okay? Look here now, the north going Zach said, I say. What's up now, the right running Grust shared, I say. You've run into me here. You're blocking my path. You are right in my way. You are right in my way. Yes, I kept that because it rhymed with the say. Now I'm changing. I'm north going Zach, so I always go north. I'm a right running Grust, and I always go right. Move out of my way now so I can run tonight. See, who's in whose way? Snap the south. Growled the left running Grust. I always go south. I always run left. Kicking up left running dust. Okay, so you're in my way and ask you to move. You're in my way, so you will have to move. Then I can run left in my left running groove instead of south running going groove. So do you see what I've done? So again, you can look at this side by side, and I made it exactly how it is, so you can see each and every line, how I've mimicked it. It's not the exact same, except for a few lines here and there, but overall, my example, this is a copycat version of the Zachs. And in the book that I made, I actually reference that. I give credit to the Zachs by Dr. Seuss. And so as you are making your poem, you should have your song rather, print it out, look at it. And the idea is take it word line by line and take the meaning and make it into your own and follow the same rhyme pattern. Also try to have similar syllable count. That part is less important than the rhyme. But obviously if in the song there's a short line and you make it a long line, it's gonna throw off your rhythm, okay? So try to keep it pretty similar. Some of you might find this very easy and kind of fun, and some of you are going to have a hard time. This is where, again, it comes to word choice. Using that thesaurus, using the dictionary, that rhyming dictionary will be super helpful, okay? And again, all you need to do is do it for one song in order to earn a 3 on this project, okay? Of course, if you do it well on one song, you can earn a 3+. If you want to earn a 4, you need to do it on at least 2 songs, okay? And of course, you need to do it well. You can't do 2 songs just to try to get a 4 and then do it poorly. Make sense? Okay? So that's what you need to do. We'll be talking about this on Tuesday and talking about it again on Thursday. And like I said, I'll be posting this combo so you can kind of really see what I've done. And I hope you have fun with it. All right? I will talk to you soon.